In this lab, we're going to use ChatGPT to perform Anscombe's Quartet. If you recall, Anscombe's Quartet is a way to show that visualizations complement statistics. So in this case, Anscombe's Quartet, and this is a classic, been around for 40 years or so, but despite the statistics being identical, the visualizations look quite different. And so let's go ahead and get started. We'll use ChatGPT to help us with this. And let's go ahead and drag in the data once we've started a new chat. And let's go ahead and enter that. And we'll see what that looks like. And we're going to just have it display some summary statistics and see what those look like. In essence, we're trying to see, are they in fact identical? So we've got one data set, 2, 3, 4, and we see what those look like. And we're telling it it's each a separate data set, and we're going to just see if the statistics look to be identical for each of these 4 data sets. Okay, so we're going to kind of go one by one and look at these. So 11.9, 3.1, 11.7.52, and you can see, within a thousandth of digits, they look to be identical. All right, so the data sets look to be identical. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and insert or ask it to provide a scatter plot for each of the data sets and to insert a trend line. So let's go ahead and ask it to do that. And we're going to see if these scatter plots look different for each of these 4 in Anscombe's Quartet. So here we're able to see this kind of one by one, and one of the things I want you to notice is that the visualization is quite different, though the trend line is actually identical. And so you can see what each of these look like, and you can kind of see how different, and as it says, this illustrates why visualizations matters. We haven't told it we're doing Anscombe's Quartet, but essentially that's what we're providing. One of the things this does is a feature of Anscombe's Quartet is that trend line is identical. And we can use some light regression statistics, and that just means, hey, we're pretty much just looking at slope, intercept, and R-square for each of the data sets. And perhaps I could have said for each of the data sets, but perhaps it already knows to do that. And so there's data set 1, data set 2, and you can see they're virtually identical there. So the trend line's the same, but the shape is quite different. And so just for our output purposes, we could output the regression results, but let's go ahead and output the 4 scatter plots and put them into a GenAI file and as a PNG. And then finally, once that's done, we'd like to go ahead and display the prompts that we gave it. So it looks like it's able to provide those, and we can click on that. It'll be in our downloads folder. And now we just ask it to provide the prompts. So that completes this lab.